Hey everybody, this is Darwin Reina, the Festival Director Hospitalario Llobregat International Film Festival. Today we have a great filmmaker from the Netherlands. He made this beautiful film that it makes me like dance, man. I have to tell you that. How are you, Arjan?
Wow.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Sure, well deserved. We're
I'm
very
good.
happy
It's
to
Saturday
have you.
morning. I'm here.
We're very
Thanks,
happy,
man. I appreciate the
to have
invitation.
you. So you made this
Thanks.
beautiful film, all the pumps that I didn't send. I really like the title actually. Let's
Yeah.
start with the process of how do you start putting everything together? I mean, let's start from the pre-production. How was the concept,
Okay. Well,
the writing, and how do you work in that in that phase of pre-production? Tell me, Arya.
yeah. The thing is that I'm trained as a theater director, so my background is theater, and I approach this project basically almost as a theater project that you record. Also, but then with a cameraman and with a storyboard and stuff like this. So it happens the way it always happens with me. So there's something I get inspired by, which was the Sidney Pollack movie They Shoot Horses, Don't They? It's like a classic from the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, I always want to do something with this. I want to translate this to the stage actually. And then there was the opportunity that I could work with these three dancers, these professionals who are also friends of mine. Then it was okay, how about we just go into the studio, try and rehearse and find this material that we want to work with, and characters devolved and the scene evolved on this. Then all of a sudden I was like, I want to record this and I want to put my effort in creating the movie. So I have some knowledge about movie making and editing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we found this fantastic location and we were like, okay, let's go. So we took one day to record it. We did some pre-rehearsing before doing the choreography, working on costumes and stuff. And then we just put it together. It was a really harmonious project actually to work like
Right.
this.
So, Aryan, tell me, so you storyboard the movie before? How how was the idea for getting shots? You did like a shot list. How was that process before you
But,
jump into the production? I'm gonna go to the production soon, but tell me a little bit more about that. How was that process to prepare everything
well,
before?
the thing is normally I work more, let's say structured. I have a cameraman that I work a lot with. So
Mhm.
we understand each other's,
Okay.
let's say aesthetics or movement approach or input. Sometimes he brings a lot of stuff which helps me further and sometimes I do the other way around. But with this, I knew the material because like, okay, so there's two duets, there's a couple, there's a solo. I know how I would like to, let's say, put the mise en scène of that stuff. But on the day itself, basically what we did was, okay, cameraman, you have a free role. You're like the fifth character, so to speak. So you take your freedom, and that's what he did. So we just put up the music over and over and over again. We took the whole day to take time. Okay, first this one, then this one, and this one, and that's what came out of it. So
Nice.
sometimes, let's say, a third of the material wasn't really useful because it was blurry because we don't have like a focus blur or something. So the images were great, but a little bit unsharp. Then once you cut away the meat that you cannot use, what remains is this material that we could
Yeah,
edit.
exactly. I
So
mean,
that's how it works.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I watch it too because sometimes but you have this blur effect, so that's nice, because of the people is moving. That does add more to
Yeah,
the.
and it's really fast. It's a pretty
Yeah.
fast movement, and we I did have some extra lights to set everything up, but still, it's not like a proper light design where you can just work with the camera settings that you have. So it was sometimes a bit blurry because of settings. But then again, like you said, it makes you want to dance. It does work
Yeah,
actually.
correct. So Aryan, in the production time, so you guys did a one day shoot, right? Uh,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
do you think I mean, you were as I can see, you knew exactly what you wanted. You're telling me. What do you think it was the most challenging thing during that day of production? Do you remember what was the
The day
most
itself,
challenging?
you mean, during the shoot.
Yeah.
Well, it has to do, I think, basically with me being nervous if everything comes together because I had the wonderful idea to also start and to another dancer. I'm actually with movement background. I'm pretty well developed in that direction
Mm-hmm.
discipline. But
Right.
still, these people they really know, yeah, how to move and to dance. So the aesthetics or the way they can work with the camera. Um, that was I trusted them. I didn't trust myself so much. And then it's always like in the back of your mind, you go, would the footage be good enough? Does this actually work? Does this, bring something? So that was my own insecurity. But it was a huge lot of fun actually.
Hmm.
So that was good.
Wow. So the actors, how do you direct them? How was that? Or you give them totally freedom? How was the approach there?
Well, we did. I think like we did rehearse quite something, and I'm not a director who says you do this, you do this, but
Hmm.
I am a director who says, okay, guys, I'll hold a container in which I think everything fits, and within that you just do what you think is good, and if it doesn't work for me, I'll tell you. So I give them a huge amount of freedom within their own material that they have, and I know for myself as an actor, when I perform, it gives me a lot of freedom and security. So I try to approach it with the dancers as well. So some of them, they rehearsed their duets together on separate occasions when I wasn't there, and they showed the progress. And I said, okay, let's work with this, work on the spacing and stuff like this. Um, but basically, that's how it goes. Like within the frame, they know what to do. Not just out like gut feeling where I say, okay, this doesn't fit, or this might be changed a little bit in something else.
Right. So when you were shooting the day of production, Ariane, do you have you were thinking in the editing mood also? What do you need from there, or how was that? Because some directors they think about,
Mm,
well, I'm gonna take this shot because I want to connect it with this shot, and they start, playing the editing in the mind. Is you were like that too, or not really?
I know what you mean. But the thing is, I when I do this stuff, it's well, like most of these people of our colleagues in the industry, it's low budget. So I had a cameraman who was also, let's say, the DOP. There wasn't like anything like a playback monitor or something, so I couldn't actually see what he was recording. So it just
Right.
has to do with trust, saying, okay, the cameraman is called Giram. I said, Giram, you do you, and I trust you completely, and we'll see what comes out. I know space-wise what I like in the setting,
Right.
also in this location. I know what I think is okay with these people being there, me being there. But in the end, for this project, I didn't know what it would look like. It just has to do with trust, I guess. It worked out pretty
Good.
well.
Nice. How was the post production phase? Do you edit the film? Who edit the film, and how do you work with the editor if you have somebody?
Um, I like to edit myself. It's
Nice.
a thing that I try to teach myself
Pretty good.
because, like I said, I'm a theater director, so I
Mhm.
do the editing there visually as well. So
Right.
I know what I like in terms of images. The only thing is that, you know, you probably know, but working with Adobe Premiere, on the one hand, is a blessing, on the other hand, is a curse, because like there's this huge learning curve that I had a couple of years
Uh-huh.
ago, and now I'm proficient. I'm not really good at it, but I know how I want to do a pre-cut. And
Right.
then the cameraman helped me out with some details on how to work, like the fine tuning of the editing. And then I have a colorist that I like to work with. She is a lady who also, again, she knows my aesthetics, or she does proposals. Is this what you mean? Is this what you mean? And I can kind of direct this. And that was actually the easiest part. The most difficult part was something on my side that I completely forgot. I used pre-recorded existing music during
Hmm.
the creating of the film, and I started to also edit the duets on that music, but I didn't have the rights.
Hmm.
So, but there's something about fair practice, and if you use it, you wanna, like, it's also part of the movie. So I reached out to the composer and to the record company, and I had to do a little crowdfunding for the license fee, because it's much more than a theater director can pay. But we have a license for 1.5 years now, so we can, promote the movie and have the opportunity to show it actually
Yeah.
in Spain. And then from there, we'll see if I continue the license or not. Depends a bit on how it goes right now.
Right. Aryan, tell me, when did you do the first assembly of your film? Were you happy, or you were shocking like all directors when we do the first assembly? It's like, oh my God. Or you were okay. What do you think?
I can't swear, but I loved it. It was like, oh my God, can you imagine? Like, it's almost like the first run through in theater where everything comes together. You're like, okay, wait, this is actually very promising. You probably need to cut at least a third, and this and
Hmm.
this and this is not good yet. But in general, I was like, yeah, this is exactly how I hoped it would be. Like include
Hmm.
in terms of dynamics, the performance of the actors, the dancers actually,
Hmm.
the way the setting was. It's like, wait, how is it possible that somebody who saw a Facebook post asking, okay, I'm searching for a location. She said, you know what, come over. I have this huge barn full of stuff. It's like, wow, how is this a combination of David Lynch, Deadwood thing? This is just
Yeah.
it's only a 50-minute drive from here. And it's somebody who says, yes, sure you can use my location. What else am I going to do with it?
Hmm.
And I'm super grateful that this is a project where a lot of people just said, yes, let's do it, and that this comes out. It's really, really satisfying.
Right. Tell me, how do you decide the final master of the all the prompts at the end send? Do you show to people, get feedback from them, or it was more your personal decision, or you share both? How was that? You know, when you've got the product, say,
Um,
this is it. This is what is going to the festival. This is what I show to the public. How do you decide that moment?
Yeah, I do like to work with a test audience, but I'm pretty selective who my test audience is. Like I
Right.
know some people, like I really value their opinions or I trust them. So I have a dramaturg who usually watches my material and says how things come across to him. And some people are just wonderful to test. Like it's the actors involved. They're usually really enthusiastic because otherwise they wouldn't have said yes. And then there's like some family members, some people from the business, some
Hmm.
people that I used to work with before. And I think the moment if I have like some sort of network where I think, okay, these people they like it or they agree or they gave me enough input, then I deal with it and then it goes out. So
Hmm.
I don't really go. I don't because I'm also really insecure. So I don't like to test it with people that I don't know because I don't know how to value their opinions.
Uh-huh.
So I keep it within my own network actually.
Right. Yeah, that happens. That happens to every director, Aryan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no worries, you're not alone. We all go through that
Yeah, I know.
pain. So, did it change too much your vision from the feedback you get, or not really? Or what do you think?
Mm, No, I think length is the main issue. Like this should be shorter. Why is this happening? Wait, this transition takes way too long. How about you try a clean cut here, a break in the music instead of this fade out? Because it is, I think that film is a totally different language than theater.
Mm,
And editing these movies, I learn a lot from this actually. Like
mm,
sometimes on stage, the fade out works perfectly well because simultaneously something else happens somewhere else on stage. And in movie, to me, I haven't found a way to do that yet. Sometimes you just need to make a clean cut, do something else. And
mhm.
this input is really helpful if you test it with the audience because I already found out that my logic is not necessarily the logic of somebody else in movie making.
Yeah,
So that's why.
right. I mean, yeah, filmmaking is very singular, impersonal. So,
Totally.
yeah.
Absolutely.
What about the when you what do you think is the most difficult now that you've been making a film? In filmmaking, everything is difficult in filmmaking, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
production, production, and post production. But which one you will say personally that is the most difficult and the one that really, make you sweat? You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
between those three, personally?
I think for me, it's the pre-production, I have to say, because like I said, the moment that something starts, I think I have to just let go of control and just bang it, get it out there and see what happens. And I think the more you have prepared or organized the beginning process, it's almost like you get on top of the ski slope. And I hate getting on top of the ski slope because the lift always bothers me and I fall. And then but the
Right.
moment you're on top, you just have to go. And there's no way you can, I mean, you can kind of pre-predict the outcome.
Mhm.
But I mean, in the end, the material on tape, you don't know, the editing, you don't know, the music, you don't know. But that's okay. I love that part of not knowing, but part of preparing, like, it goes really basic. Will everybody be on time on the rehearsal on the shoot day? Because if not, everything else is so, yeah, it's a problem. So for me, the pre-production, it has a lot of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
agree. I'm
precious.
agree. I'm agree with that. Aryan, what do you learn from your all the poems at the end send that this in this project? What do you learn that you will do different in your next? Any learning you gather from this one?
Yeah, for sure. Something with the music, like, okay, really think for myself, okay, do I license a track, or I mean, yeah, I'm in the arts. I have loads of friends who are actually composers, and how about I ask them as well? So I recently finished a new short movie where I asked a friend to do the music, which was so much easier, and sometimes in a way even more satisfying, because then the piece gets composed, especially for the video material. So I learned this. I also learned that it's not about learning, but it's about a confirmation that the moment you find people who are willing to say yes, even when there's not enough money, and you just, if there's no money, you can trade services. You know what? I'll come and help you with this project, or with one of the dancers, I made a promise that I would help her work out in the garden because it needs a lot of trimming with her garden to help it out. Uh, it really confirms to me that this is a way that works, and people are willing to create and help with your vision or with your piece of art, because uh, if there is no money, which is a lot of times the case, it has to be something else that makes people tick and come together. And I strongly believe in this ensemble work. And this movie to me was a confirmation of this. Like, this is the way right now to go as a professional.
Mm-hmm. Right, nice. Tell me, what do you want? What was your intention? I mean, I'm not gonna spoil the film, but for you, tell me what was the intention? Yeah, don't spoil too much with this question either. But for you, what was the message
Okay.
that you want the audience to get after they watch the all the points at the end? Saying, something meaning that you want to, every film you always want to try to say something underneath the surface. For you, everybody's different. Remember, everybody's gonna perceive your film way
Yeah.
different. For me, it's like a happiness. It makes me dance. What was your intention for the audience or for the public after they watch the film? The feeling you wanted to get.
Yeah. So what I really enjoyed, okay, this spoiler thing is messing me up, but I'll try my best. No, what I really like, because in the original movie is about a dance marathon, which was happening a lot in the United States in the
Mhm.
last century, where people just have to dance, dance, dance,
Yeah.
sometimes for days on end in order to become the winner.
Uh-huh.
So people fall off the wagon, people get really, really tired, and they don't seem to manage. And then in the end, there's a couple left, so they won, but they also didn't won. And for me, this is a huge metaphor in a lot of cases. Like, it's
Nice.
in life, in love, in professional work, and just really also literally in that barn where it was recorded. Like, sometimes you win, but do you win really? That's what I really loved.
Nice.
That with a huge dynamics and music and
Uh-huh.
stuff like
Nice.
this.
Beautiful. My last question, Arian, are you coming to Barcelona? We'd like to have you.
Well, there is
Well, it
well, there
depends
is
on the
this thing
COVID,
called
right?
the pandemic. Yeah. I mean, come on, don't get me started. But yeah, I mean, I have to say, the cast already decided that they want to come.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
we're talking about this. That would be fun.
Nice.
No, I have a very, very close friend who lives in Barcelona, and I can go there or come to the hotel. But I really would love to join, because this is, in a lot of ways, such a huge recognition for my work, and it's also just a lot of fun to do. And
Yeah.
the way you guys organize the festival, like, I'm like, I, I need to go. I'll get it
Yeah.
organized with my wife. Can you take care of the kids for a couple of days, and I'll find
Yeah.
my way to Barcelona for sure.
Yeah, you should, buddy. Yeah, it's gonna be big event. A lot of people, so it's a great place to connect. Definitely, you cannot miss it.
Nice.
Yeah. Arian, thank you very much for your work to let us have it in our festival. We're very happy. Congratulations on your nominations. Before I let you go, I like the look of your film. Which camera you use? I like that crispy color. Can you tell me, Cheat?
Mm.
You don't
No,
remember?
I have to ask my cameraman, and I'll
All
send
right.
you a text message which one it is. No.
Yeah, send it to Diego or Miriam. Yeah. Yeah, but it looks really good. It looks very crispy, the camera and the contrast, and yeah, I love it. How
Nice.
was the before I let you go,
I will look into it for sure.
the colorist? Who was the colorist? How you feel?
The colorist is Kiki Hanger.
Yeah, good job.
She is it's Kiki, and she's on the credits, so you can look her up.
Yeah.
You can check the
Yeah, yeah.
IMDb and you
Tell
can
her.
find her work as well.
Very good work. Arjan, thank you so much, buddy. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a
Looking
wonderful
forward.
day.
Yeah.
Adieu.